Alright, I'm gonna do one more video for the day. This is the one that I have my biggest long-term position in right now. Sofi. So, a portion of my shares though I've been swinging because they've been holding this down for months now. It's been 3 months of just down, down, down. So I swung some shares a couple days ago, and I'll show you what I was looking at. Let me zoom out for everything, just give you an idea of where I think we are right now. Let's see here, weekly. That's all scrunched up right now. Alright. So that looks really bad right now. Let me go down to the daily. So if you zoom in a little bit, this is what I got so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have us in the 5th wave right here. So a lot of these I'll have to go to the 4-hour to see, but this looks like 1, 2, and as you can see, this did not break the start. So it can't break the start for it to be valid. It did not break it. 1648 almost hit the exact right on the dot, very end of it. So we have 1, 2, 3 down to 1050. And then what I see so far is A, B, and this is the 5th wave, so A, B, and I see us working on C, and you see all my markings right here because we're currently on C, which is a 5-wave move. So let's zoom in a little bit. I have us at 1, 2, and this is exactly where I entered. You always want to enter on a 2nd wave pullback, and then you can do a stop below the low. So I did 1, and then what I did was I used this fib retracement tool, and I started entering around 1180. That's a 50% retracement, all the way down to 1165, and it ended up going down to 1153, a little bit lower than I wanted, but that was the area I was going to enter, and I was going to put the stop on those swing shares below 1117. And as you can see, it's breaking higher. And if I go down to the lower time frames, you can't see it there yet. We're still on the 3rd wave here, so it's got to go higher in my opinion. A lot of people look at the options chain, and I normally do too, but right now, going by the chart, this is going to go higher. So we have 1, 2, where I entered right here, and I actually sold 900 out of the 1100 shares around 13. I think I got out at like 1296, 1295, something like that. I think it's going to go higher, but I wanted to play it safe. Here's where I think it's going to go. We have 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3. As you can see, if you like this, it actually hit the 2.61 almost exactly. And so where I think we're at right now is the 4th wave of the 3rd wave. So we have 3 here. We have A, B. It looks like C right here. So that's the 4th wave. And I think we are starting this 5th wave. And how are we going to figure out where that one's going to go? We can do the fib. We can start up here, down to where the first one started, and then we can go right here, and I already have it marked here. 1340 is my projection going in tomorrow. So we got 1340, and that's for the 3rd wave only. So this is a 5-wave move. So we have 1, 2, 3 is going to end up at 1340. And then that's only the third wave. So then we go like this. Take this at 1340. And then back down to 1297 for the fourth wave. And then you can do it again. You can go 1340 down to the very beginning. $12.97, and then look at that. Fifth wave takes it. It's possible to take this to 1410 is where the top is where I'm looking at. I'm looking at 1410, which sounds crazy right now. We're sitting at what, 1280 after hours? I'm looking for 1410 as long as the market stays steady. 1410 by Friday. So we have 2 days for that. And here's the thing that's even more crazy is that's ABC, and that's only the fourth wave. If that happens, this sounds pretty outrageous, but the fifth wave has to go lower than this. Is there a chance that they're going to take this down below $10 after the Super Bowl somehow? Maybe the market pulls back a little bit and they use that to pull it down and try to flush out the last of the retail. I mean, the way the market's been going, that sounds pretty plausible. And another thing that I think about with SPACs, or former SPACs, we're a bank now, is they want to get it below 10 so they can get a better entry than retail could. We got the $10 floor all the time with the SPAC. They want to get it below 10 so they have the entry below that. If they do this, my projection is 973 would be the absolute bottom. The thing about that though is that would take it below the very beginning of the SPAC. So we'd be below that. We'd have to start all over. Elliott Wave would have to start all over, and then the stock could go pretty much anywhere. This would not even matter anymore. You could use resistances and supports, but like Elliott Wave would have to start all over. So there's a good chance I'll be wrong on this too, because it's a pretty bold call to say we're going to go to all-time lows within the next week or two. But that's kind of where I'm projecting. If we hit this high 13s, there might be one more sell-off, and then they'll run it into earnings. So we'll see. Another thing that actually backs up my projection is the options chain is super heavy in calls, like around 14, 15, 13, all kinds of calls there. If they can flush it down below 10 one more time, and then maybe slowly rise it into earnings, get back to about 12, 13, 14 going into earnings, that sounds like the best overall strategy on their part to expire all those calls. So that was my entry. I did 1175 average, and I got out around 1295. So I did sell some covered calls on those around 13. I ended up just taking the loss on that and then taking the profit on the shares. So I ended up making I think I made like $800 or something like that. So just wanted to share that with you guys. I really hope it doesn't sell off to 10, but I know that if it goes to the high 13s, I will be hedging with some puts. All right, thanks.